Hey guys, it's Nat from Nat's Numbers and welcome back. This is the June 2014 Numerology forecast. So I really want us to comment back and forth a lot this month because this is an interesting number that we're dealing with. June adds down to the number 13. And in our collective psyche, the 13 is a number that we're actually really afraid of. In fact, if you've ever been in a high-rise building, they don't build buildings anymore that have a 13th floor because it's considered such a dangerous, unlucky number. So I'm going to be sharing with you today why 13 has gotten a bad rap, but also the amazing superpower that it possesses that we can use and leverage this month. So if you have something that you are wanting, that you're desiring, that you haven't yet figured out a way to sort of structure it into your life experience, then this 13, this month, you really are going to be prompted to start building it in real life. So if, like me, you procrastinate, you get bored with the mundane, with the details of life, if you find it hard to commit, this month is going to call you out, and it's going to call you out big time. It's not going to call you out with criticism that there's something inherently wrong with you, that you have to deal with a difficult energy this month. It's calling you out to bring you up, not to bring you down. One of the things I've learned from the number 13 is that if you have a dream, it is incredibly useless and uninspiring and even borderline depressing if it's never realized in practical reality. And so the 13 showing up is showing up to really hit us over the head like a sledgehammer and wake us up to say, take it out of the place of theory and put it into reality. So the reason why 13 has gotten a bad rap is because it is linked to obstacles. So imagine if I told you, you know what you have to look forward to this month? Obstacle after obstacle, right? Most of us would be running out the door or like locking the door and like wanting to stay inside the whole month. And this is why the 13, I believe, archetypally, energetically, has gotten a bad rap in our society, is because of this same thing, is because the 13 sort of brings up obstacles. And what's our first reaction to an obstacle? I mean, I know mine is frustration, sometimes anger. I cringe. I don't like it. And the thing that's really fascinating that I've seen with myself and with my clients, and you might relate to this, is that when an obstacle shows up, there's this tendency to turn back. We want smooth sailing ahead. We want a clear path set before us, the path of least resistance. And when a boulder shows up in our way, sometimes we have this inkling to think that it means that we're on the wrong path. And the 13 is actually teaching us that obstacles are put in our path as a gift. It's basically saying you must deepen your level of commitment. You must deepen your skill set and your tool bag, because right around the bend, if you want to thrive, not just survive, you're going to need to actually learn how to traverse these boulders. You're going to have to learn how to, instead of running into something, to just jump right over it with ease and effortlessness. So the 13 brings a funny kind of magic, right? So the obstacle doesn't sound very romantic, it doesn't sound very exciting, but the magic of the 13 is it's an organized and focused effort. Now, when I say that, most people feel incredibly discouraged because we don't really see effort or work, essentially is what it is, as a positive thing. I think a lot of us are trying to avoid work. Very interesting. That's a whole other topic. But this organized and focused effort is asking us to be resourceful. It's asking us to take the energy that we have inside and to express it out into the world. And the most dangerous thing that you can do while we're having this conversation during this month about the 13 is to negate the pure, raw, unadulterated power of effort that you possess. It's something that is so underestimated. It is one of the most powerful components that I can imagine in regards to grounding your dreams into reality. In fact, some of the most successful individuals are individuals that have embraced this concept of effort, where we become joyful with focusing our energy in one direction. So there's a couple things to watch out for this month in regard to effort. So one of the things that you want to do is you want to make sure that you're motivated. You want to make sure that you're ambitious and inspired. You need to figure out why you want what you want. A lot of us want what we want because other people want it for us, because society wants it for us. So you need to dig deep. This sounds simple, but it requires sometimes some journaling, some coaching, some deep, deep inner work of figuring out why you want what you want. One of the warning signs that can show up this month that you're veering off of that place of motivation and that you're turning back is laziness. It's shortcuts. It's this deep-seated feeling that you aren't capable of dealing with the obstacle, of making friends with the obstacle, of using the obstacle as an opportunity to increase your strength and your solidarity in regards to a particular power in the practical world. Another thing that's going to show up that is needed is responsibility. So I cannot tell you how many times in my life blaming others, blaming the obstacle has set me into a pattern of consistent stagnancy for weeks and months, where I make no progress, where suddenly all of the builders, all of the workers go home, and that skeleton structure of my dream starts crumbling. I have had clients who have had aha moments and realized that their habit of blaming obstacles has kept them in a holding pattern of stagnancy for decades of their lives. So now is the time to really nip this in the bud and to not allow that to go unnoticed anymore, to develop an awareness of when an obstacle shows up, what kind of relationship do you have with it? If it's a person in your life, if it's your job, if it's a financial situation, if it's an illness, it might even be an internal obstacle where it's a thought that just keeps showing up. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I don't have enough education. Fill in the blank, right? This month, take on full responsibility for every obstacle. And the way to do that I found really helpful is whenever an obstacle comes up, immediately start working on the solution. Imagine that it is a wall that's set right before you, and you need to go get a rope, and you need to figure out where to put your hands and your feet to climb to the top and go over it, right? So I hope that this was helpful. And if you guys have any questions, please let me know, comment below. But what I most want to hear this month is I want to hear what obstacles have shown up for you, in what form, and how have you used motivation, desire, and responsibility to embrace them, to develop a relationship with them, so that you become an Olympian of moving through obstacles. Because here's the thing, you guys. The reason why this is such a positive number. Imagine if you could move through any and all obstacles. Imagine if you had the power to, if you ran into an anvil, a boulder, a wall, anything, internal or external, that you were able to bust through it in the matter of seconds. Imagine how different your life would be if obstacles no longer stopped you. All right? So I hope you guys have an amazing month ahead, and I will be commenting with you guys below as well. Have a great month. Talk with you later. Bye.